symbols of massive striking power, the offensive power that points toward Tokyo. The awful headlines speak. 5,200 American boys torture murdered at Bataan by the Japanese. This is Corregidor, December 1941. Brave resistance thrilled every American. Then in May 1942, the inevitable tragedy, honorable surrender. American boys, their hands raised. Brave General Wainwright. This is the camera record of the start of the March of Death. 3 American officers escaped and reached MacArthur's headquarters. One was Navy Commander McCoy. The officers brought the stark eyewitness story to America. McCoy, now in Seattle with his family, has many stories of Jap atrocities.
Another horrible example was when 3 American officers were caught attempting to escape. They were brutally beaten, tortured, and finally murdered without trial. They were tied up almost naked and beaten all day long with 2x4s. Any Filipino who passed by was required to beat them about the face. As a result, after one day, they were unrecognizable. On the 3rd day, 2 were shot, 1 was beheaded, the latter for suggesting that he be given a trial.
In Los Angeles, another who escaped, Air Corps Captain Samuel Gracio.
Even after white flags had been flown, Jap dive bombers continued to strafe and bomb the surrendered Filipino and American soldiers. The dysentery, diarrhea, malaria, and tropical ulcers became prevalent by the 3rd night when we got to a place called Hermosa. It was a part of the rotten Japanese system that tried to pull us down to their own monkey level. They didn't believe any of us would live to tell what horrible things they did. Thank God we have. Now you know what animals the Japanese are.
Animals who chose the sword for fanatic world domination. Stab in the back experts in action. Animals who use starvation of subjected peoples as a weapon, who for 7 years have killed Chinese men, women, and children with the sword of hunger. Animals capable of medieval cruelty and unbelievable barbarism, and who stand convicted before the world for brutal acts like these. In civilized America, in Maywood, Illinois, 8,500 miles from Manila, Japan's tortures at Bataan strike deeply home. In just one Illinois National Guard tank battalion of 137 men, 85 came from Maywood. Of these 85, 20% are listed as killed, 30% as officially missing, and 50% known prisoners of war. With the shocking news, there are church services in Maywood in remembrance of the dead. Church services of rededication of the task for us, the living. Heart-gripping stories in this town which gave so much. Prisoners' cards which say so little, yet so much. Your affectionate son. One Maywood mother speaks.
My son, Jack, died in a Jap prison camp, and I feel that the only way we can get our other sons back home again and take a good rap at these Japs is by buying all the war bonds we can possibly afford.
Bonds to beat the Japs. Bonds, not for vengeance, but for victory. Bonds that these shall not have died in vain. Bonds for ships and for guns that war and killing may sooner end. More planes to write final peace and freedom in the skies. Give your help. Back the attack in remembrance of Bataan.
March 15th is the big day for filing tax returns, but March 15th is the last day to file.